I mean, yeah, it's UMass. Yeah, they are awful. They probably be a 500 team in the FCS, if that. Yes, all that is true. But even still, like we haven't seen that kind of domination in half a decade, really. We just haven't, even against FCS teams. So the buy-in is absolutely real. This is a completely different team. If you were to look at the stats from the second half of Louisville, Syracuse, this game, and the North Carolina game, and we haven't put together, 16, I guess 14 quarters like that in a row in a long time, no matter who the opponent is, from the defensive line and, to the pass defense, throwing the ball, running the ball down people's throat, like every facet of the game, we've looked good in all of those quarters. That the only thing you could say is we've let some quarterbacks run on us. Okay, that's about it. Howell and the Syracuse quarterback, they got some good runs on us. Other than that, I mean, what do you got to say? So yeah, this team is a completely different team than we've seen the last 4 years. Completely different team, and that's because they're buying into Norvell and these coaches and what they're selling and what they're coaching them to do. They're doing it.
This is the post game chop up with Nate Steve at the Voice of College Football. Make sure you listen in live every Wednesday to the Voice of College Football live call-in show. I'm sure that Florida State fans are gonna have a lot to say. After what happens today, it's going to see what happens next week. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at NateGreer26. You can follow Steve at SPNoel51. So let's run down the stats here real quick. Jordan Travis, again, he's not going to put up a lot of numbers in passing. He's 5'10", 123 yards, efficient, but again, it's what he can do with the ball in his hand. Coming into this game on the No Game Day podcast, I said that FSU should be able to clearly run for 350 yards, and they ran for a lot more. They ran for 365. So right about where I thought. But Corbett, again, phenomenal. 11 carries, 11.5 yards per rush. Clearly the number one guy for FSU. It's going to be interesting to see, what carries over. But this team is now, I think, has found their identity on offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Just a lot of that zone read, let Travis run that and, pound the ball, especially now that we have, a healthy offensive line. And some people are like, oh, well, Love Taylor and Gibbons didn't play today. Are they healthy? They could have played today. They both were actually dressed out. They just didn't play. So
Gibbons did play and got injured.
Right. So, but Love Taylor, he's on the sideline dressed out. He could have played. So I don't think it's anything serious next week. I think both of them will be starting. But
for sure,
with that healthy offensive line, we are able to do what we want to do, especially the most important piece is having the two tackles and Smith at center. It makes a huge difference. So, we're going to continue to take shots downfield, when the opportunity arises. And, it's good to see us start to throw across the middle a little bit more and more. Wilson dropped an easy pass, but after that, it was nice. And, we certainly have an identity.
He made up for it on that one, on that
Absolutely.
On that deep out. He made up for it.
It reminded me of Lavernius Coles, always dropping the easy passes and then making a tough, big play. So if we can continue to get something like that, I'd prefer to catch the easy passes. It makes things go a lot easier. But anyways, it's certainly our identity. Run the ball, let those running backs that we got pound the ball, let Travis run the ball, and then take our shots in the passing game when the opportunity arises. And, as long as we're efficient when we throw the ball and we don't drop passes and we make the plays that are there, it's a good offense. It really is.